Well, boys and gals, it looks like it's about that time to get the gang back together for another Bud Light style boycott. Because Doritos just did the unthinkable. In fact, what Doritos just did is honestly like 10,000 times worse than what Bud Light did. Yes, of course, Doritos has hired a trans weirdo to be a brand ambassador in Spain. But the guy who pretends to be a woman that they've hired literally makes Dylan Mulvaney look like Wayne Brady. I'm sure some of you all remembered that Dave Chappelle joke, but listen, Dylan Mulvaney, probably one of the most annoying people in American history. I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan Mulvaney has a weird little thing for kids, and it's obvious that Dylan Mulvaney targets kids with his weird, creepy content. However, this new Doritos brand ambassador takes things 100 steps further than that. They are an admitted chomo. They literally have social media posts talking about doing weird things with kids. Listen, I've looked through this person's social media posts, and I'm not a cancel culture person. I'm not someone that thinks that someone should be canceled or lose their job for tweets. But in this situation, I don't think this person should be hired by any company. I think this person should be thrown in jail because although I'm against canceling people for tweets, if your tweets or your social media posts look like this, with you talking about doing things with kids, then not only should you not be hired by Doritos, you definitely shouldn't be a brand ambassador. No, you should be in a wood chipper. That's where this person should be. But Doritos thought it was a good idea to hire this person to promote their brand, to promote their chips, as if they're not on social media all the time talking about diddling little kids. It's absolutely nauseating. But at this point, it's hard to really get as enraged as we used to when we see stuff like this because we've come to expect it. But that should scare you. When you see these headlines, when you see stories like this one that we're talking about right now, and you feel numb to it, that should scare you. Because we shouldn't be having this response, but we do. Because our world has become so wicked. These people are so corrupted. They're pushing this weird stuff every which of way. It's coming from every angle. And all of us, regardless if you want to admit it or not, we're growing kind of numb to it. We're not even surprised when we see this stuff anymore. Some people just scroll right on by because it's become the norm. But we can't allow that. Sometimes we have to slow it down. Sometimes we got to take our foot off the pedal and we got to put our foot on the brakes. We got to come to a complete stop. We got to address these situations and we need to stand firm instead of just keeping on moving right along. Because we shouldn't be living in a world where anyone like this would be hired by anyone, let alone a huge corporation, a huge brand, right? Now this person, not only do they admit to doing weird things with kids, including their own cousin, this person should literally be behind bars right now. But we live in a world where, hey, there's people behind bars right now for no apparent reason at all. Yet we got people admitting to doing weird things with their underage cousins, and they get millions of dollars from a Dorito chips brand. Hey, promote our chips to little kids, please. You weird freak. You weird freak of effing nature Please come promote chips to our little kids, please. Yeah, we saw those posts about you doing stuff with your 12-year-old cousin. That's okay. That's what we like. That's the message that these companies are sending. And when we ignore this stuff and we continue to buy the products, we're sending the message that we don't care. Y'all can get away with whatever the hell y'all want. Well, no, not today. As a fat man, I can tell you that I love Doritos. There's not many things more American than a bag of Doritos and a tall 20-ounce of Mountain Dew. But we can give all of those things up because it's not worth it. Just like Bud Light wasn't worth it. Do you see how Bud Light has been affected? We can impact these brands way more than you think. And I think it's time that we start doing so. The Bud Light boycott was very effective. This Doritos boycott, if we can get the gang back together, we can really send a message here. And I think it's time. We can no longer support this stuff. It's getting out of hand. You know, it's gone past the point where, we're going to hire, a trans person as our brand ambassador. No, that's not enough anymore. Because we've shown them that, okay, that's okay. We're okay with that. So now they're taking it one step further. Not only are we going to have a trans brand ambassador, we're going to make sure he's a chomo who has openly admitted to doing stuff with kids just to see how y'all react. And they laugh. These evil people at the top of the food chain, at the top of Frito-Lays, they laugh as they watch us eat their chips, knowing that they're using freaking chomos to promote the chips. And I don't think that's okay. We can't allow these people to continue to get away with this. We simply cannot. So if I were you, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. But as a fat guy, you're not going to see Doritos in my house anymore, which is a good thing. These people are forcing me to do what I already needed to do. I needed to lose weight anyway. Can't eat Wendy's anymore because they're trying to basically make us bid on hamburgers. Doritos is out the door. Bud Light is out the window. I never drank it anyway. So, hey, those are all things that we don't need. And that's the funniest part about it. These corporations need to realize that y'all aren't necessities. We don't need Doritos to survive. We don't need Bud Light to survive. But we've been propping these companies up for years. And now they're spitting in our faces. They're trampling all over our values. And it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, Catholic, Muslim. I don't care what religion you are or race you are. It should be a common value that we don't allow people who talk about doing weird sexual things with their underage cousins. We shouldn't allow them to have any power or influence in our society. Yet these are the people who have the most power and influence in our society. And when we have an opportunity to change that, we need to. And Doritos is like a family-friendly brand. This isn't an alcohol company. If you want to hire a trans weirdo to promote your stuff, promote your butt plugs and stuff like that, cool. Not to promote chips. Not to promote little teeny bags of chips that we put in our kids' lunch boxes. But Doritos made the decision to put someone as the face of their brand who has literally been advocating for the destruction of the traditional family for years. There's tons of videos out there of this freak weirdo chomo out here talking about how they want the nuclear family destroyed. They want traditional families destroyed. All because they want to prey on kids. Okay, that's what it's all about. When you hear people that have problems with the nuclear family, when you hear people who have problems with traditional families and traditional family values, they have problems with that because kids who come from families like that are harder to access, harder to manipulate, harder to do weird things with. So they want the family to break down so you don't have a strong father in the family. They want the family to break down so your mother doesn't have, so your mother's not able to instill certain values in you. It's just all wicked, evil, crazy stuff. And it's disheartening, it's discouraging. But in these moments, in my opinion, we have to start coming together to send a message. So as of right now, I'm not buying Doritos, possibly ever again. You all can do what you want, but I'm going to continue looking at this, because if we've been able to uncover these type of tweets and these type of posts just within a few hours, I guarantee you there's a lot more wicked stuff about this person that we don't know. And we'll find out, we'll figure out over the coming days, and I'll let you know more about it then. But for now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do so via CashApp, or you can help the channel for free by liking and subscribing. But with that being said, always remember to remain opinionated.